Ladies and gentlemen, j'ai des résultats and some results. It's my great privilege to announce the results. Nous avons un nouveau chef. We have a new leader. Prime Minister of Canada, the Honourable Pierre Poilievre.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
Hello there, good evening. Pierre Poilievre elected the new leader of the Conservative Party of Canada, winning with 68.15% of the vote. The latest on that and much more is coming up. But first, a look at last night. I'm here at the Shaw Centre where Conservatives have just finished electing their new party leader. You can see behind me the vast majority of Conservative Party supporters have now gone home. But of course, the big story of the night, Pierre Poilievre getting a massive victory with 68% of the vote. Of course, Jean Scheer did come in second, but not by as big of a margin as some people may have been expecting. How big of an issue will unity be in the Conservative Party of Canada moving forward? Here's party strategist Melanie Paradis and Kim Wright last night at the Shaw Centre in Ottawa. I'm joined now by two party commentators, two party strategists. Kim Wright is an NDP commentator, Melanie Paradis, former director of communications to Erin O'Toole, and a Conservative commentator. Mel, I'll start out with you. We're here tonight, obviously, a big night for Conservative politics in this country. What are you watching for tonight?
Well, I'm looking to see a call for unity at the end of this. I think that at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which leader wins, as long as Canadians are winning, and we only win if we're united. So I'm looking forward to hearing a message of unity from each of the candidates, and ultimately whoever wins tonight.
Kim, what are you watching for in terms of unity within the Conservative Party, an issue that some people would say the party might have struggled with in the past?
Yeah, I think it is definitely a unity message. I also think given the tone and tenor of where Canada is and with our national time of mourning over the Queen's passing, we also want to see a tone that isn't let's go kick the snot out of everybody in politics, but how do you bring people together? This is an opportunity for the new leader to put their stamp on what they want Canadians to know about them. That's what we're looking for.
And Mel, just lastly to you, how do you think the Conservative Party can avoid some of the same mistakes that some people say Erin O'Toole might have made in the past?
It's a big question, as usual, from you, Wyatt. I think that the next leader should deliver a clear, authentic message to Canadians and really listen to them. I think Erin O'Toole was a leader during an incredibly difficult time. Throughout COVID, he was the leader. And that's something that I hope our country doesn't have to go through again. I hope that the next leader of the party has a clean slate to build rebuild our party from, and to build a new narrative going forward to share with Canadians.
And Kim, what about you? What do you think the Conservative Party can do to avoid some of the same mistakes made in the past?
Well, they know what are going to be the issues that they get attacked on. Do they keep falling into the same traps, taking the same bait? Hopefully for Conservatives, hopefully they've learned their lessons. I don't think they will. And for the opposition leaders, they're going to say to the new leader of the Conservative Party, you've been government, you want to be government, you haven't been helpful during minority governments, put up or shut up time.
All right, Kim Wright, Melanie Paradis, thanks so much to you both for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Wyatt.
Thanks.
Here's former Conservative leader Andrew Scheer on the victory by Pierre Poilievre in the leadership campaign. For reaction to the results of the leadership of the Conservative Party of Canada, I'm joined now by the party's former leader, Andrew Scheer. Andrew, thanks so much. Pierre Poilievre, the next leader of the party, winning with 68% of the vote. Your reaction to that?
It's just incredible. I'm so thrilled. Pierre had such a fantastic team of members of parliament and party activists, and the most encouraging part was the thousands of new people that have never been involved with politics before who came out and helped him put this campaign together. But really it was his message. It was his inspiring message of more freedom, less government interference in our lives that really galvanized everyone to come together and to get a result like this. 68% on the first ballot. That's incredible. What an achievement for Pierre and his fantastic team.
And when you look at the other candidates in this race uniting the party, how obviously Pierre Poilievre winning almost 70% of the vote shows that a lot of the party united behind him, but for the just over 30% that did not support him in this race, how do you show to them that they are welcomed in the Conservative Party of Canada?
Well, as you point out, getting that such a high level of support on the first ballot is a clear sign that we are united, that the overwhelming majority of our membership want to pursue the direction that Pierre has laid out for us. I think you heard Pierre yourself right at the beginning of his speech thank all the other candidates and open up his arms to them to say they each brought something to the race. Now let's all work together to take the best parts of all of that and put it in front of Canadians for the next election campaign. So I'm very optimistic that the party is going to very quickly come together. We've got a new leader with a clear direction and a clear mandate from the membership endorsing that.
And what does the party need to do, just lastly before we conclude, in order to move forward to win the next election?
I believe it's just taking the message that you're currently hearing right now, talking about how Pierre wants to lead a government that puts Canadians back in control of their lives, not big, bossy government making decisions for them, not wasteful spending, not sky-high inflation, but really respecting the work that people do and the paychecks that they earn. And we just need to get that message in front of more people, because when you look at how much the party has grown, record number of people have joined the Conservative Party of Canada. We've never seen membership levels like this before. That's a sign that it's already resonating with another tier of voters. So we just need to keep doing what we're doing. We just need more and more people to hear Pierre's message.
All right, former Conservative leader Andrew Scheer. Andrew, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Here's former Conservative leadership candidate Rudy Giuliani on the final results in this Conservative leadership campaign. I'm joined now by a Conservative Party commentator and also a former leadership candidate for the party, Rudy Giuliani. Rudy, how do you think the party will move forward after today?
I think that the party is more united than ever. I mean, the number is impressive. It's very strong. Pierre Poilievre tonight received a very strong mandate from members to lead Conservative members into the next election. And I mean, I don't know how many synonyms you can use for impressive in terms of the number of support he received. 68%, and you know it's more than 50% more than the second when it comes to Mr. Challange. So it's a massive support from members.
All right, Rudy Giuliani, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Here's Jean Charest campaign co-chair Tasha Carrington on the performance by the Scheer campaign last night. Joining me now is Tasha Carrington. She is the co-chair of the Jean Charest campaign. She's author of her book, The Right Path, How Conservatives Can Unite, Inspire, and Take Canada Forward. Tasha, we've seen Pierre Poilievre get almost 70% on the first ballot. Your reaction to that, and what does that mean as to how the other candidates will move forward in this race?
Well, clearly Mr. Poilievre has a very strong victory, and we congratulate him for that. We have to say we're disappointed with our showing, there's no question, but we are also proud of how we conducted the campaign in the sense of the policies we advanced, the people we recruited who voted for us. 100% of our vote turned out, so we know that those people are committed to that vision. And I think for right now, it's up to Mr. Poilievre to reach out to the other teams, people who are working for them, people who are joining the party for them, to make sure they stay included in the party and feel valued. So we'll see how that goes.
And where does the party go from here?
Well, I think that's really the question the leader has to answer. The speech tonight that he gave was very different, actually, than some of the speeches he's given before. He hit on a lot of economic issues, which a lot of people have in common. He hit really on a lot of common points, which is a very good start. He left out some of the more divisive things, such as talking about WEF or defunding the CBC, those kinds of stuff. So I think that maybe he started to pivot. I'm not sure, but it's not a pivot, I think, that is a bad one. I think that, in fact, if that's the case, he's moving more toward the center-right, which is where the votes are and which is where our party traditionally has been.
All right, Tasha Carrington, thanks so much, Tasha. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Thank you. Here's Conservative MP Jamie Scheer for an MP's perspective on the results of last night's Conservative leadership vote. Pierre Poilievre elected the next leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. I'm joined now by one Conservative MP, Jamie Scheer. Jamie, not really that close when you look at the numbers, 68% for Pierre in terms of getting the victory, something that, you know, he had been predicted as the front runner for a long time, but, you know, I don't think, I guess no one really believes it until it's true. What is your reaction to the big victory here by Pierre.
Yeah, over 68%. That is pretty overwhelming. That is pretty decisive. That's something the members were feeling, and that's certainly a message I heard across my riding of Haliburton, Kawartha Lakes, Brock. People were resonating with what Pierre was talking about, the cost of living, goods going up, kind of losing control of their lives, their pocketbooks, and weren't sure how to get back on track. So a lot of what Pierre's talking about is the actual struggles that average everyday Canadians are going through. So this is why I think it was so decisive, and I think that's why our members really rallied around him.
What does the Conservative Party need to do in terms of uniting? We've seen in the 2021 and around February when Aaron O'Toole was ousted by Party Caucus through the Reform Act. What can the party do to move forward, put that behind them, and ultimately unite behind their new leader?
Well, I think 68% plus really starts that in the right direction. I think we always are united. Just continuing to actually reach out to Canadians and listen to what they're saying. And when we run on conservative principles, we win. And we talk about lower taxes, we talk about less government, we talk about more freedom. That's kind of a broad spectrum that applies to everybody. It's hard to argue that it doesn't. So I think more talk like that, better communication, I think we're on the right path.
All right, Conservative MP Jamie Shamail. Jamie, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, that'll do it for today. Of course, Pierre Poilievre once again elected as the new Conservative Party leader. Questions now become who will he appoint to his shadow cabinet and how will he deal with his party's caucus. The first caucus meeting will be coming up very shortly.